Today, we will be discussing 5 solutions to shape your HR structure, featuring GMS sales manager Brandon Hoard, located at their Detroit location. And I'll let you take it over, Brandon, from here.
Thanks, Isaiah. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I want to thank Isaiah and the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association for allowing us some time here. Hopefully, some of these things that we touched on today can help you guys out. But we'll go over the agenda here. I'm going to give you guys kind of a little brief overview of GMS and what we do as a PEO. We'll touch on the 5 solutions to shape your HR structure. At the end, we'll have my contact info up. If you guys have any questions that we can't get to, please leave your information. I would love to get back to you when we do the Q&A. So, GMS is a certified professional employer organization. We are certified by the IRS, one of only 37 PEOs certified in the United States. We're headquartered out of Richfield, Ohio, which is about 20 minutes south of Cleveland. Our office here in Michigan is actually in Novi, but everybody calls it Detroit. So we are an HR partner that services payroll, benefits, human resource, and risk management. Currently, we have over 1,800 clients. Of that, we have around 30 cannabis-related industry clients, totaling over 30,000 worksite employees. We are a very proactive company that looks to help alleviate some of the administrative burden off of businesses and the owners of those businesses. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 solutions that you can use to help shape your HR structure. The cannabis website Leafly noted that the United States added about 77 full-time jobs in the cannabis industry last year. Legal cannabis now supports over 321,000 full-time jobs in America. The report went on to note that Michigan doubled its legal cannabis workforce in a single year. Now there are more cannabis workers than cops in Michigan. In a state widely known for our auto industry, the cannabis workers now roughly equal the same number of auto repair mechanics. When pairing that overwhelming growth with the nation, along with facing a workforce shortage, the need for quality candidates has never been higher than it is now. That brings us to our first HR solution: reevaluate and ramp up your recruiting. As employers navigate the relatively uncharted territory of an employee market, the biggest point we can emphasize is the successful recruiting methods you've used thus far likely won't cut it moving forward. During these unprecedented times, your HR will be working harder and harder than ever to find fewer candidates. GMS, through the last May and June, we had 201 openings that we filled with our company, with our recruiters on staff. These are the things that we do day in, day out to help business owners continue to keep production up. There are a few different facets that make up your recruiting strategy. For one, what do your recruiting ads look like? When was the last time you looked at them? Better yet, do you even have them, and where are they being posted? Are you placing an emphasis on diversity initiatives to your application process? As outlined by the National Cannabis Industry Association, many states have already passed strict requirements on these, and if they haven't already, they likely will soon. So it's best to get out ahead of these things now. While keeping your recruiting efforts in-house may have worked in the past, it might be time to start looking to outsource these things. Ever heard of the phrase, do what you do well and outsource the rest? Logically speaking, you are experts in your industry. You're not expected to know the HR industry. When you partner with a professional employer organization or HR partner like GMS, our dedicated recruiters manage the entire recruiting process, creating job ads, reviewing, vetting candidates, conducting phone screenings, and so forth. Moreover, our partnership with Indeed gives small businesses the same level of recruiting exposure as that of the largest employers. The National Association of PEOs shows that when partnering with a PEO, your workforce can grow 16 times higher than that of the rest of the US economy. We help do these things by recruiting through all these assets along with social media. 92% of recruiting professionals now use social media. Outside of job ads, another recruiting solution that is heavily discussed right now is the need to invest in cutting-edge applicant tracking system technology. This will be fundamental for you going forward. If you don't have your own applicant tracking system or ATS, or you do have one but aren't leveraging it properly, changes must be made. A solid ATS is extremely underrated. In fact, it's one of the most popular comments we hear from our clients now. They don't originally realize how important the technology is until they see how much it can streamline for them. Using an ATS will not only save you time, but it will keep your process organized, thus giving your potential employees the best recruiting experience possible, which will then set the tone for operational excellence should they come on board. As every business owner knows, time management directly affects your bottom line. And in an industry as heavily regulated as yours, there's no room for errors. That means you must be able to provide documentation and reports at the drop of a hat. This brings us to our second solution: place an emphasis on correct timekeeping. The tracking of payroll and timekeeping information is important, as inaccurate reporting can lead to major headaches, the main issue being poor morale within your organization if employees aren't paid on time or accurately, which will in turn affect your bottom line. And again, this is not the time you want to be losing your key employees. PTO is another thing that the timekeeping can keep track of. That being the number one most wanted thing by employees interviewed. Another factor of accurate payroll lies in the reporting of a diverse workforce of office workers, agricultural workers, bud tenders, and more. This creates complexities when it comes to all the different employee classifications. When using a payroll system like GMS Connect, we have these things that can help. So you get the tax deduction for classes, do your EEO-1 filings, and so forth. The safe solution to the ongoing wage and hour discussion is ensuring payroll accuracy via a flexible timekeeping system. When GMS manages your payroll, you have full control through an enterprise-level cloud-based HR portal. Our payroll experts have full knowledge of the cannabis industry requirements. This includes ensuring your business is compliant not only from a time and labor perspective, but also a tax compliance perspective. Managing payroll has become a complex and compliance-driven territory that can have rippling effects on an organization when things go wrong, which brings us to our next solution. The cannabis industry arguably faces the most complex compliance concerns and workforce management obstacles. As already mentioned, recruiting will be a concern, as will reporting correct payroll information, and that's just the beginning of it. Solution number 3, adhere to the strictest levels of compliance. A major component of the cannabis-related HR is proper I-9 implementation and management. As a reminder, new hires can complete their portion of their I-9 as soon as they accept a job offer. Then the responsibility falls on you, the owner, to complete your portion within 3 business days of the new employee's hire date. For newly opened dispensaries with newly staffed or unstaffed HR departments, this can be a huge hit if you miss these deadlines. Don't skip on these forms, as it helps ensure your employees' identities and that they are authorized to work in the United States. And even after it's submitted, be sure to retain the forms in case of being audited. With any incorrect submission or incorrect I-9 filled out, there can be up to $1,000 fine for each form mislabeled. The tricky part about compliance in your industry is the fact that it is so vastly different depending on the dispensary's location. For instance, in some states' jurisdiction, workers who handle cannabis are held to stricter rules than those who don't. So how do you ensure your employees are following the rules that pertain to them and staying compliant? The easiest way to protect your company is developing and updating your company policies, employee handbooks, and job descriptions. This ensures that nothing is left to chance or assumed on responsibilities and expectations. This also allows for the right classifications of your workers' comp codes, which can help keep people out of harm's way and lower rates. When you partner with GMS, you receive a dedicated account manager who will keep you in the know with the latest regulations, can help you develop handbooks, and ensure you're collecting the proper information to remain compliant. Taking time to review your current HR policies, procedures, documentation, and systems can equip your organization against unforeseen costs in the future. We offer HR audits covering everything from company strategy and specific functions to best practices and compliance. This will help your business reduce costs and improve your HR function in a fraction of the time it would to process on your own. In addition, HR audits will help access compliance with ever-changing rules, regulations to minimize legal and regulatory liability. Our audits cover 4 types to meet your specific needs, including compliance, best practices, strategic audits, and function-specific. Deficiencies in any HR function could not only result in miscommunication and lack of productivity, but fines and loss of employees. Once you have built a quality workforce, you want to make the most of their potential. The time and energy it takes to make them an effective contributor to your company is not always available for someone running a business. Solution number 4, train to retain. Training is something that can be taken lightly, especially in the cannabis industry. While some states require employee registration fees, others require a certain number of education hours to be conducted. Ultimately, you must drive your company's training. A dispensary must have protocols in place that show how business operates, but it's how you train on those protocols that will make or break your organization. Tailored training based on position will be crucial for your industry, meaning how you train your bud tenders can and should be different than how you would train your growers. And again, this is where job descriptions and handbooks will help make the process more effective and efficient for you. With GMS, a dedicated account manager will help you design and implement a training program for all levels of your business. GMS also offers a cloud-based learning management system where you can track and monitor your employees' progress throughout their training. A study shows that engaged workers show 21% more profitability. So when they learn and understand their process, they're more profitable to you and your business. This approach allows your employees to feel valued as they grow and improve your company. In a field with constantly evolving regulations, consistent training is of the utmost importance. Now is the time to set these systems in place, setting up your company for success in the industry for many years to come. The 5th and final solution is easily one of the most disregarded: leveraging benefits as a competitive advantage. After building a solid workforce, you want to do everything you can to retain quality employees. On average, a higher retention rate can maximize a company's profits up to 4 times. As a business owner, that sentence should pique your attention. Allow me to repeat that. On average, a higher retention rate can maximize your company's profits up to 4 times. So how do we retain talent? In today's competitive workforce, leveraging healthcare benefits could set your business apart. And for the employees you already have, this is how you improve their retention rate. According to Aflac, 49% of employees will look for a new job in the next 12 months due to confusion or dissatisfaction with benefits. Gone are the days of just offering benefits. Now your benefits need to not only be competitive, but digestible for the employees. The problem is for smaller sized businesses like a dispensary, your rates are extraordinarily high and your process could be clouded. This is arguably one of the best benefits of partnering with GMS. We compile all of our 1,800 clients and 30,000 plus employees to give you the buying power of a large corporation under our master health plan. We have a wide array of self-insured benefit plans to suit you and your team. Now your employees are enjoying healthcare competitive to that of GM or Whirlpool, accessible from anywhere at any time. We also manage the claims, audit any claims over $1,000. We like to come out and educate the employees so that everybody's using their healthcare benefits the right way, which then again helps reduce cost to the business owner and them. We also offer all the various ancillary benefits, ensuring your employees have access to everything they need to feel secure with your company, from dental and vision to short-term disability and life insurance. GMS has options for all of you and your team. Let your employees know that you care about them long-term by offering them a 401k or profit sharing plan. Group healthcare isn't a one-size-fits-all thing, so our consultative approach ensures you have the right fit. Well, let's recap the 5 solutions. Number 1, reevaluate and ramp up your recruiting. Number 2, place an emphasis on correct timekeeping. Number 3, adhere to the strictest levels of compliance. Number 4, train to retain. Number 5, leverage benefits as a competitive edge. At this time, I'd like to open it up for questions for anybody that's out there. If we don't get your questions, again, please put your information. I would love to get back to you and help you out with any way that we possibly can. I've also, my contact information is here. If you are interested in some of our services, please reach out by joining today's webinar session. We are offering you a 10% discount.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brandon, for that info and those tips and that review. It looks like I see one comment here so far. And the first question is, why is cannabis compliance so important in the cannabis industry?
Cannabis compliance is important because with the new regulations being established every day, being able to stay on top of those things is hugely important for you, for any cannabis owner, so you can avoid fines, license suspension, or losing your license. So in doing our audits and staying on top of it, changing the handbooks and doing all those day in, day out HR functions, we help keep you compliant so that you never run into any of those issues.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Another question I got via email, when you went over one of the factors of adhering to the most strict levels of compliance, what are some of those like abnormally strict levels of compliance that you were referring to?
So compliance for when it comes to different things in different industries, and it comes to different things throughout your establishment. So bud tenders and growers, they can't necessarily be doing the same things, and that falls on to compliance, where you could possibly have class codes changed. You could obviously get in trouble through the government if you have people that are not allowed to be in the growing facility and they are in the growing facility. There's many different ways that it kind of falls into that. I don't know if that makes sense, Isaiah, or not. You still there, Isaiah?
Yes, I am still here. Sorry, a little mic technical difficulties, but I was just reading some of the questions, and to answer yours, that does make sense. So thank you for your answer. And the next question is, should I mandate drug testing?
That absolutely falls on the employer. If you are going to mandate drug testing, you need to have it in your handbooks, and the employees need to have it signed off. They need to understand um, why they're doing it, the reasons they could be asked to do it. It's not required in the state of Michigan, but it is required that you have it in your handbooks. And as long as you are not, as long as you're following the proper procedures and protocols for that, it's completely up to the owner of the establishment.
Thank you very much for that. My next question is, do you have any, oh, sorry, let's see here. Um, uh, Another question is, if someone is having troubles retaining employees, how would you help retain employees?
So again, that comes down to retaining employees right now is especially here in Michigan, just getting a workforce and retaining is huge for us. So by being able to offer your employees healthcare benefits, 401k, letting your employees know that you care about them and this is not just a short-term thing, that is the biggest asset that you can offer. Employees that feel valued are going to give you, 10 times the effort when it comes to those things. And when they feel valued, you're going to get a lot out of them. They're going to stay there. They're not going to look for other options because they know you care about them by offering them, healthcare, 401k, ancillary products like health or dental and vision, all those kinds.
Okay, thank you very much. Have you seen a need to kind of implement any like sexual harassment training? Is that something that you've seen common in any inquiries?
Yes, there's all kinds of trainings that should be done, and we offer over 250 different trainings when you partner up with GMS. Sexual harassment being one of them. It's always good to have everybody trained on the right things to do or not to do. It's better to be safe than sorry. So GMS is a very proactive company. We want to get out in front of these things. We want to make sure that those trainings are in place, that everybody does the training so you don't ever run into those issues. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Okay, thank you very much, Brandon. I'm not seeing any more questions in the comments section. And I just want to thank everybody for viewing, everybody for submitting questions. And if you want to refer to this in the future, this will be uploaded to our MiCIA YouTube page as a reference. And I want to say thank you, Brandon, for your time. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Isaiah. I appreciate you having us on today. And I look forward to seeing you up at the conference.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. Hope we can go sometime.
Absolutely.